by shared leadership exactly? I want to be super clear about that. First, 100% building capacity in other people. What does that mean? Recommend bringing in strengths-based leadership. If you are a principal, think about your assistant principals or your coaches or specialists. What are their strengths? And arrange the work that you're all doing together around those strengths. So you may have, maybe you're at a large campus and you're a principal and you have 2 assistant principals and they are amazing at different things. Try to arrange the work so that everyone's strengths are utilized. And also, if you're not sure of the strengths, this is a great time of year to start having those conversations. There's inevitably somebody on the team who's amazing at spreadsheets. There's inevitably there's somebody on the team that's better at calendaring than others. So think about those, as well as strengths as instructional leaders. Also, clear and consistent communication. We can't say that enough. Communicate with your leaders, because if you don't, you're going to mistakenly irritate the dip and slow down the work. And also, how do you do that? By making sure you meet often. And I would say weekly is definitely the standard, but keeping to that is challenging. Why? Because I'm thinking, just like anything else, we get busy. I think Jim Knight calls it a pressing immediacy in schools, right? We may have every intention when we show up that morning to do these 10 things, and then boom, we walk in and something's in front of us and it keeps us from what we had planned. So that is inevitably what happens sometimes to a weekly leadership team meeting. So my bullet here is to keep those structured and sacred. And what we mean by sacred is do whatever you can to protect that time, to make sure that you and your team are able to have your time together every week, whether that's the Monday after school or the Friday mornings. Wherever you put those, consider strategies and support that you can use to make sure that time is sacred, so you can follow your leadership documents. So I know our team talks about this a lot in our support with you, but documents are the basis of systems, and systems are how we stay on the same page when we're not in the same room, which is most of the time. So we want to be able to speak with one voice as we go out and support our campus, no matter our role. So how do we do that? Well, I only can speak the same language as Letty if she and I are referencing the same core document that's guiding our work. So keep that in mind as well, that is going to help through this dip, through whatever you're trying to get done. If you are speaking with one voice, you're more likely to see the results that you're after. And then following those documents means communicating frequently with fidelity to the documents and to what you committed to with each other, to stay focused on those beginning of year goals. And that will result in that consistent, aligned support for your teachers. And then finally, the extended part of that, and this is a huge part, of course, of lever 1 in the Effective Schools framework, which is using structured protocols in your meetings and your processes. It should feel like this is how we do things, instead of this is how the meeting goes when the principal's leading it, or this is how the meeting goes when the special is leading it. Instead, it should feel like this is how we all do it. And so consider what those processes are. And it's not too late. We are rolling, but it's never too late to structure those and get them more and more in line. Because what that does for humans is it lowers the variance of their experience to whatever meeting they're walking into, leaving more cognitive space for the work that they need to do. So if I'm a teacher on your campus and every meeting I go to starts and ends the same way and has the same theme and structure and priority, then that's going to allow me to focus even more on my lesson internalization, on my support for students, on building supportive classroom environments. So keep that in mind. All those things we would ask teachers to do for students in the classroom, we need to try to do for our teachers.